Breaking news. More drones spotted over U.S. Air Force bases in the United Kingdom. You can read about this airspaceforces.com. The U.S. Air Forces in Europe reported more mysterious small drones flying around a cluster of USAF bases in the United Kingdom and said for the first time the drones had been seen at RAF Fairford, which is 130 miles away, where 4 U.S. B-52 bombers are currently deployed as part of a Bomber Task Force 25-1. UK officials said that jets had scrambled in response and British troops are deploying to the bases as well. The United States Air Force, USAFE, first reported the small drones operating around RAF Lakenheath, RAF Mildenhall, and RAF Feltwell, November 25th. Varying numbers of drones in different sizes and configurations were seen from November 20th through the 24th. Who owns and operates the drones is still a mystery. On the 26th of this month, USAFE issued an update reporting that small unmanned aerial systems continue to be spotted. The update included RAF Fairford among the bases experiencing incursions. They go on to say none of the incursions impacted base residents, facilities, or assets. Parliament took up air and missile defenses on the 27th of November with MP Nick Timothy, who represents the area around Lakenheath and Mildenhall, saying residents were concerned to hear aircraft being scrambled in the middle of the night to intercept them. I read one of the testimonials a couple of days ago about these products at tinfoilcap.co. They actually block EMF radiation all the way up to 5G, the 5th generation of communications. This stuff is awesome. It's on sale right now, and they even have Faraday cages for your phone. Go to tinfoilcap.co, check out their products. I've even read testimonials of people sleeping better. I know somebody that lives in a smart city, and she can't go to sleep without one of these liners that goes in these caps. You can take them out of the cap also, but they come with every hat sold at tinfoilcap.co. They're liners that not only block the low frequencies, but the high frequencies, and they're available at tinfoilcap.co. Also, check out our Patreon page. We do long format interviews, uncensored, unedited information you're only going to get on our Patreon and leakproject.com pages. Long format interviews with incredible guests. We have an archive of amazing interviews with amazing people. So check it out, Patreon, Leak Project, and let's get back to the podcast right now. Hello. Timothy's comments confirm media reports that Lakenheath had scrambled fighters and highlighted the challenges commanders face when it comes to regulations about civilian safety. They haven't indicated what types of defenses they're employing, but USAFE has stated we retain the right to protect our installations. The airspace is controlled by the government agency, the Civilian Aviation Authority, much as U.S. airspace is the purview of the Federal Aviation Administration. Military operators must work within those civilian frameworks, severely limiting the options commanders have for defending against such incursions. And it's because the bases are close to densely populated areas that further limits the options and abilities for capture. Indeed, it can be difficult to maintain routine operating schedules in some cases as residential development encroaches on military bases, let alone empowering them to take actions involving radio interference or, even less likely, kinetic weapons. airspaceforces.com. Now, if you do the research on this, there is a plethora of information. You just need to know where to look. I want to share with you the latest intel we've got about this. Let's take this back to the end of last year. In the past year, the United States has witnessed a series of mysterious drone incursions over key military installations, sparking significant security concerns. These incidents have ranged from stealthy nighttime flights over Langley Air Force Base to similar sightings at Naval Air Station Oceana, Edwards Air Force Base, and Nellis Air Force Base. Each event has brought its own set of peculiarities, raising questions about the origins and the intent of these advanced aerial devices. Now let's start with Langley. December 2023, 17 consecutive days these mystery drones fly over the base. one of the most prestigious military bases in the United States of America. Very sensitive installation there as far as like logistics. They don't want drones flying over these military bases. And the laws are very strict. And they did it for 17 days. Now, that's how many days in 1952, hundreds of eyewitnesses, photographic evidence. This is available to find. Mainstream media, this is in the records. For 17 days, UAPs flew over the Capitol in 1952. And they did it for 17 days again over Langley. Now, these military sites that these drones, alleged drones, are flying over, when you connect the dots, it appears they're gathering intel. They want to know where the nukes are. They want to know where the supreme aerial vehicles are, like the top technologies, the top military technologies. These drones even swarmed the HMS Queen Elizabeth. It is the lead ship of the Queen Elizabeth class of aircraft carriers and the fleet flagship of the Royal Navy. This thing can carry up to 60 aircraft. Well, these drones got within a few hundred feet, and we'll get to that in a minute. But let's go back to Langley. The drone characteristics, 17 days, approximately 20 feet in length, capable of speeds exceeding 100 miles an hour, flying at altitudes between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. These drones displayed coordinated patterns hinting at advanced technology. So where did they go? Like, if we couldn't shoot them down because of rules and laws and regulations and civilians, then did you follow them to where they went? I mean, a 20-foot drone, that's pretty freaking big. And with satellites in space, you would think that they would be able to track these things and follow them. But they don't tell us where they're going. They don't tell us where they came from. They don't tell us what they are, just that they're about 20 feet in length. They fly at altitudes between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. Nanny. Now, what was the response to Langley? U.S. Northern Command and NORAD initiated counter-drone operations, leveraging radar and infrared systems to track the mysterious objects. The Falcon Peak 2025 counter-drone experiment was accelerated to address potential threats. They're not telling us much. Did you get one? We don't know. They didn't tell us. So, speculation, officials speculated the drones could be tied to state-sponsored operations by adversarial nations, possibly Russia or China, given their sophisticated capabilities and operation in restricted airspace. Doesn't sound like hobby drones to me. Now, it was 71 years ago, folks, to the date of Langley. So 17 days in D.C., and then 71 years later, you've got the reverse number 17 there. You have another 17 days over Langley. Interesting, is it not? I saw an orb UAP once with Kristen, daytime, 11 o'clock position, 50 feet or less off the ground. Pagosa Springs, Southern Colorado. We both saw it. They were plain as day. Boom, then it's gone. But it was silver. It was metallic. It was amazing. And I've seen photographs of this same type of object online because I looked it up afterwards. Other people have seen these as well. Now, I'm wondering if these are the same types of drones. Then we can go to Edwards Air Force Base, California, early 2024. The drone characteristics, medium-sized drones with reflective silver surfaces. Capable of vertical takeoff, hovering for extended periods. They avoided radar detection for several hours before disappearing. The incident description, sightings were reported near sensitive testing areas where cutting-edge military aircraft are developed and evaluated. Well, speculation. Intelligence reports suggest the possibility of corporate or industrial espionage targeting next-generation weapons and aircraft technology. There was also consideration of extraterrestrial origins given the base's proximity to historic UFO hotspots. Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada, mid-2024. Drone characteristics. Swarm-like behavior, drones forming geometric patterns. They were observed for over 2 hours before retreating beyond radar range. Obviously, some of the concerns, Nellis is home to the Air Force's Red Flag combat training exercises, where cutting-edge tactics and technologies are honed. The breach raised alarms about the exposure of critical operational data. Countermeasures. The base's defense systems attempted to intercept the drones with no success. The incident led to a review of U.S. airspace security protocols and drone countermeasure systems. So clearly they're not like hobby drones, or they would have got them. Common themes across incidents. Technology beyond hobbyist drones. Each drone displayed capabilities far exceeding those of commercial or hobbyist UAVs. Features like high speeds, prolonged hovering, stealth flight patterns, advanced sensors suggest the use of military-grade or experimental technologies. Potential threats. These incursions pose risks including espionage, disruption of operations, and threats to personal safety. The drone's presence near sensitive assets like fighter jets and testing facilities underscores the strategic importance. Unidentified origins. Despite extensive investigations, no definitive evidence has linked the drones to any particular country, organization, or private entity. Speculation ranges from foreign surveillance to unauthorized corporate activity and even unknown phenomena. Well, they got that right. So let's look at the government and military responses. Counter-drone technology. Systems like Orcus and Skywall have been deployed at affected installations to intercept unauthorized drones. Research into directed energy weapons and electromagnetic pulse, EMP systems, have been accelerated to combat future threats. Investigations, the Federal Aviation Administration and Department of Defense have launched joint probes. Civilian reports of similar drones near military sites are being reviewed for potential connections. Policy changes, heightened airspace restrictions around military installations, increased funding for drone detection and neutralization technologies. What are some of the broader implications? The persistent drone incursions have spotlighted vulnerabilities in military airspace and highlighted the need for stronger defenses against unmanned threats. These incidents are not only a matter of national security, but also a catalyst for international discussions on airspace sovereignty and drone warfare ethics. The wave of mysterious drone sightings over U.S. military bases like Langley, Oceana, Edwards, and Nellis has presented a puzzle that remains unsolved. While technological advancements in drone countermeasures are underway, the origin and intent of these incursions continue to challenge military and intelligence agencies. As investigations progress, one thing is clear: the skies are becoming a new frontier for potential threats, and vigilance is more critical than ever. Wow! See, that's more information than I've been able to get until now. So that's pretty fascinating. Now, here's a few articles that you can read. So if you go to suspicious drone spotted near HMS Queen Elizabeth aircraft carrier and criminal investigation launched after drones spotted by U.S. Air Force over UK bases. I'm going to leave the links in the video description box. We've got the War Zone, Enterprise Technology, News and Analysis, The Sun, The Aviationist, AP News, The News, The Aviationist, Defense News, Aerotime, The News, The Telegraph, The War Zone, Liberation Times, Newsweek, Stars and Stripes, IFL Science. Lots of articles here. Now let's look at the data. Over what just recently happened in the UK. And this is, we've got RAF Lakenheath, RAF Mildenhall, and RAF Feltwell. Between November 20th, 22nd, 2024, small unmanned aerial systems were observed over these bases in Suffolk and Norfolk. The drones varied in number, size, and configuration. In response, F-15E Strike Eagles from Lakenheath were reportedly scrambled, and RAF Regiment personnel deployed the Orcus counter-drone system following additional sightings November 25th. The HMS Queen Elizabeth, a mysterious drone, approached within 250 meters of the Royal Navy's $3 billion aircraft carrier, leading to a criminal investigation amid concerns of potential targeting by foreign entities. That's The Sun. Investigations and responses. The Ministry of Defense Police, in collaboration with U.S. Air Force and civilian authorities, is investigating these incidents. While the drones have not been identified as hostile, their presence raises concerns about national security and the protection of critical infrastructure. Counter-drone systems have been deployed to mitigate potential risks. The Wall Street Journal. Potential implications, obviously these drones and their activities coincide with heightened tensions involving Russia, especially concerning the conflict in Ukraine. British intelligence officials have speculated about possible Russian involvement, considering the drone's proximity to bases housing U.S. operations and nuclear assets. However, definitive attribution has not been established and investigations are ongoing. The Times. Legal considerations. Flying drones over military bases is illegal, and authorities have warned that individuals responsible could face severe penalties under national security laws, including up to 14 years in prison. The Scottish Sun. So we have had a multitude of incidents, a multitude of sightings, different types of drones, and now we're even seeing them over there in the UK. What do you think? Foreign adversaries, extraterrestrials, secret defense projects within our own government where they're just testing the waters, seeing the response, or it's all swamp gas from Uranus. I want to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell for all notifications. Check back daily for new content. The notifications don't always go out, so just check back daily. Make this a part of your daily routine. Check us out on Patreon for exclusive content, unedited, unfiltered, uncensored, long format interviews you're only going to hear at Patreon and leakproject.com. And also check out tinfoilcap.co for the ultimate in EMF blocking protection from head to toe. We even have Faraday cages for your phone at tinfoilcap.co. Thanks, everybody. Be the change you want to see.